waiting just a minute for another person to get down here.
Giving everybody a second to get online.
I still want to know what that is.
Smarties in vodka.
All right. Weirdo. All right.
You have your hobbies, I have mine.
All right. Oh yeah, now you might have to pay attention. Is that what I just heard?
No, I need something for my hands to fiddle with.
All right. So, I hope you guys are enjoying these Pantheon classes.
I am. I
Do you
think
know
they're
why
fun.
we are doing the Pantheon classes? I don't even know why, but no. I feel like we're doing them because a lot of people don't know where to start or who to start with to try to find like their gods or goddesses or what they believe, things like that. And these give you just a little bit more information on different ones to see what resonates with you. So that's my opinion. Is there anyone watching?
Got 5 people watching.
If you guys cannot hear me because of this doobly majig, let me know, please. Tell me if they answer, please. All right, so today we are doing Celtic Pantheon. Next sheet. Right? I did prepare the right page.
Yes. We have Norse next week with Corey.
Yeah, but his isn't Pantheon.
No.
His is Norse something. Norse practices? Okay. So, disclaimer as usual, I am not a teacher, but I am here to talk at you guys. I'll give you all the information that I have that you guys could possibly ask for. If you need more than that, I will try to find the information. I like to give recommendations on books and or websites and different things you can do for each different class. I do expect participation. So this is not just me standing up here yelling at you guys. I'd like you guys to yell back, okay?
Okay.
All right, what do you guys know about the Celtic Pantheon? Nothing. Good starting point. Do you know where the Celtic Pantheon is based out of?
I don't.
So it's Irish, Welsh, there is a string tickling my leg.
You can borrow that.
Salutations. Oh, hey, that was you.
Yes, that's me.
You can hear. Hi, Bradley. Hi, Maisie. Hi, Debbie. Okay. So it is Irish, Welsh, Gaelic. So everybody thinks that Irish and Gaelic are the same exact thing, and they're not. They are actually kind of different. So we are going to start with some males. How's that? And this is the male. It is what the Irish said all other males should try to be, right? The Dagda. Dagda? Dagda? Dagda. However you want to say it. How does Jesse say it?
Dogda.
Yeah. I don't speak Gaelic, so I can't pronounce that exactly how it should be. So, let me just pull this up. I hate computers, you guys, just so you're aware. This is a mini computer. So he was the leader of the gods for the Irish Pantheon. He was the figure on which male humans and other gods were based because he embodied ideal Irish traits. He was kind of a little weird. He definitely had a sense of humor and was a jokester, but he only liked jokes at other people's expense. So he's kind of a jerk. So he is armed with a club, and then there is, let's see, a book. that I had written down, and it's probably at the end. Sorry, hold on. I can't see. Because of the thing.
I don't mind if you take off your mask.
Huh?
I don't mind if you take off your mask.
I know.
You're 6 feet away. So
Yeah, you're.
It's true.
Okay, so he was the chief of the Irish. We're gonna just write it down, okay?
Alpha de Donald. And then same person.
Yeah, new as this.
They get said to be the same person. It's one of her many names.
Right. So he is the god of life and death, agriculture and fertility. He is also a master of druidic magic.
Life and death, agriculture, and what?
Fertility.
Magic.
Sound keeps cutting in and out. Is it getting any better? Jody Dash sound keeps cutting in and out.
That might be when you face the board talking, 'cause that's what Doug said.
Okay, so he also has an enchanted harp that orders the seasons. So,
Oh, that's fun.
and then let me pull up the picture of him. Is it on the screen?
Is it a bit close? Maybe I'd back up.
It's kind of on the screen.
Oh, I'm looking at your waves.
Oh yeah, don't look at my waves.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Oh, that's such a super lag. Okay.
Wow. He's fun.
Aren't his eyes creepy?
Yes. He looks high.
Oh, yeah, those are creepy.
Right? His eyes are like just
White.
like glaucoma-y.
Yeah.
I don't know if glaucoma-y is the word.
That's the part that we're-
Much better with no mask. Hi, Doug. Oh, that's perfect. Hey, I can see it. That's good. And it's funny that I've already shown you guys, and it's just now popping up on the screen. That's a hell of a lag. So in Gaelic, his name was Ondogda, and Dogda, meaning the good or great god. Hi, Jody.
What is that again? His name in Gaelic?
On, yeah.
Exactly the same spelling with
A-N Dogda, Ondogda, okay? And then the book, he's a giant among men, which is really funny, because there's actually a whole epic for him. Okay, let me have his book. Where's his book? Okay, now you're making me mad. He's in Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, it's by Elizabeth Gray, and it's called Calf May Turd. That's how we're gonna say it.
Okay.
What?
Just the name. Can everybody see the board okay on there?
Yeah.
That's watching?
Yeah, it's funny because I haven't even looked at that, which is actually kind of important. Oh yeah. Of course they can't see this, but the rest of the board you can see pretty well. It hasn't gotten that far yet.
Just spell it for everybody.
It is C-A-F. F? C-A-F, calf. Okay, I'm done. Class is canceled. C-A-T-H Maigtuired. So I was thinking in my head, like,
And
so
her
it's
name's
cath, like
Elizabeth.
catheter.
Ew.
And then,
Elizabeth.
yeah, Elizabeth
Gray.
Gray.
Okay.
So then when I started spelling it, I'm like, that's like C-A-F. Okay, let's see. What does that say? Some is a little light, but I can read it. Perfect. Okay. All right. So if you are looking for the giants among men, whatnot, this is where you're going to turn to. Okay? I sat down, so my dress tends to go in places that I don't want it to be when I'm standing up. It accentuates all the wrong parts. Sorry. All right. Next, we're gonna go to someone that I absolutely adore. I think Jessie absolutely adores her too.
Yeah.
Okay, so Morrigan or the Morrigan.
I can't say it without the in front.
See, and honestly, it just depends on the day for me. Okay, so just like Dogda is the Dogda, her actual name is the Morrigan. Okay, or on Morrigan. Or Jessie says it.
The Morgan.
Oh, she says it the same way. Wow, that usually doesn't happen.
True.
Usually I say things and she's like, that hurts me. I'm like, you weren't alive back then. You don't know how it was actually said.
Maybe it
So,
was.
she is the Irish goddess of death, discord, and war. She's pretty fantastic. Let me get her picture. She is portrayed as both a single entity as well as three sisters together. So, they would give like prophecies as the three sisters, and they would foretell the death of warriors, kings, peasants. Not really. She didn't really mess with peasants too much. Okay, let's see if I can find her picture. I know I saved her picture. Saved all of their pictures.
She's as a crow, right?
Right. So, her symbol is the crow, which if y'all know me, crows, ravens, it's kind of my thing. So she was also known as the keeper of fate and the purveyor of prophecy. Okay. She also had a lot to do with like predestination. So she, which is actually different than fate. Okay. Fate is like this. Fate is there and isn't changeable. Predestination is there, but if you take a certain path, it's going to go a different place, if that makes sense. And her husband was the Dagda, which I think is why they both have the very self-important. So her name in Gaelic, I don't want to spell it wrong because I don't want to die.
Guess a little banshees.
I have some stuff on banshees. She's also known as the Phantom Queen. She's a shapeshifter. So she sounds bad, terrible, scary. She's not. She kind of is. Kind of is. However, she isn't just the bad, scary, dark things, you know. She had kids, specifically one daughter named Ermis? Is that wrong?
No.
Because you
I'm trying to
totally just
remember-
wiped your face like.
I'm trying to remember correctly.
It's, I think it's like ER
MUS?
or ERN. Hold on, let me go to my fancy Google. What is the Morgan's daughter's name? Oh, look at that. Ernmus. Ernmus? So this. So she, her name is a synonym for Ireland. You get Ireland out of that, right?
Aaron.
Aaron Moss.
Okay, whatever. She got it. So she is also known as the triple goddess. So you guys have all heard of the triple goddess, right? So there's the three phases: the maiden, the mother, the crone. There's the crescent moon with the full moon with the crescent moon, or with the waxing and waning moons, and then the crescent in the middle. It's all the triple goddess, right? Yeah.
Is she the one that became like one with Bridget?
With Brigitte.
Mm-hmm.
Some stories say that Brigitte is one of the triple goddess, and
Yeah.
Oregon, and the mother.
Right.
So there's three of, oh, is that how they're all connected?
Yeah.
That's one story.
Okay, I read actually, that, I'll say it wrong, but, you know,
You're
Bridget,
fine.
that's how I've been reading it.
Mhm.
So, she was sort of infused with, a goddess, and
Mhm.
became like another goddess.
Okay.
So that's what I heard in this book, and it's really interesting. I can tell you where it is, but there's a lot of devotion to her in Ireland.
There
yes.
really, really is.
Yeah.
And if you were to meet some Celts that talk about her, and you didn't use the Morgan or on Morgu, or the correct pronunciation, things like that, you would actually they would not be happy. They would.
Yeah.
Lucky to see this. They would probably not talk to you, because there is, if you go to Ireland, you'll find I'd say probably at least 100 temples or gathering areas, groves that are dedicated to her. The Dagda is like the king for the dudes, right? But she's like the overall, biggest. So what you were just asking about, I actually just found the story because I knew I had seen it. It is said that she is made up of course I moved my phone and now it moved. So she is made up of Brigitte, right? She's also made up of, I'm gonna kill this, I'm sorry. Cuchulainn?
Oh, that's the name I heard.
It's Cuchulainn.
Uliin.
Alright, let's just spell this.
Yeah.
That's 2 words.
Oh,
Cuchulainn.
no wonder.
I was really close to what I said. And you know, we're probably both wrong on how to say it. Because we are. Doug never does that. I'm in trouble. Hi, Amy! Brad's work phone. I don't know who Brad is.
That's my ex.
Oh, well, his work phone just went off. Sorry. Oh, what happened? Oh, it is your day. I need more space, you guys. I'm trying to write big so that this can catch it. Okay, how would you like me to spell Brigitte?
Well, they have a lot of different spellings. There's one that's just
So that's how-
B-R-I-D,
Yeah.
you know.
So this is how I've always spelled it.
I think, however, it depends on where you're from, right?
Yep.
So it's,
And then
so
I've
I'm
got,
trying to figure out exactly, so you're talking about like the triple goddess, what the triple goddess is made of.
right. And then I hope they could see this over there. Yeah. I'm gonna go with this is probably silent, so I'm gonna go with Bab.
Mhm.
Bab. Not Babza, just Bab. Alright, so that is what some stories say that she's made up of, that the triple goddess is made up of. I personally tend to take the Morgan and Brigitte as two different people.
Yeah, that's the way the book's made.
Yeah, so I don't feel like they're made up of, or that they make up one, if that makes sense. I feel like they're two distinct, separate. But I also was not around in that age, like, not that old, I think. Okay, so anyway, so that same book, The Kath Meg-Tyrd, however you say it, that's how I'm choosing to say it, has a whole section about her in it. And it's actually really great because it's her story and his story from their two separate sides, and then when they meet, get together, and then procreate. A lot. Anyway, so it is said that she's married to the doctor, right? And that she actually, one of her three, foretold this prophecy to someone that knew Dagda, and that from then on, Dagda was unrelenting. He just chased her and chased her and chased her, saying, you know, this is what is supposed to happen, so this is what has to happen, okay? Whether she wanted it or not. However, she's kind of a scary lady, so there you go. And then let me find the picture. That's what I was originally trying to do. So she was first and foremost the goddess of war and death, the goddess of prophecy and fate. She saw all future things, including the end of the world. She was all-knowing, and would sometimes share her knowledge with others, but only if they paid her. And I don't mean like money, you know, back then it was a barter system, right? So I would say probably a chicken or something, you know, they would probably give her a chicken or cow or goat or whatever, right? She is associated with the raven and the crow. And then, of course, she's a shapeshifter. I already went over that. And then, yeah, so she has been linked to her spirit has been linked to other creatures in Irish and Celtic folklore, namely the banshee, or the fairy women, okay? And then, Morgan. Images. Yay. We're not going to go steampunky, okay? That would be weird.
Oh wow, she's a warrior.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
she's fierce. I don't remember where I had it so that they could see it. I hope you guys can see it. I also hope I'm not yelling at you with this microphone that I just noticed. Some depictions have her with red hair. I like those depictions. I think that a lot of the stuff that I do, even though I don't follow a certain pantheon, my belief system's really weird, but a lot of things I do have her in mind. So. Yes, it is the Morrigan, Jessica. Yeah, the Morrigan. Alright, let's get rid of that and that. We don't need that anymore. Alright. We just celebrate, everybody have this? Can I get rid of it? Okay. We just celebrated Sabbath. Does anyone remember what it was called? No one? Anyone?
It's my birthday.
Ben Payne or something.
No,
No,
that's
not that.
that's May.
Isn't it like, oh, we just heard that last night. We're bad. There we go.
Or, that's one spelling.
No wonder why I can't.
Oh shoot, that's an M. You guys can't spell. What's an M? Some people call it llamas or llamas.
That's what
But specifically, this is who we're going to be dealing with, and it's clear it's his Sabbath, right? Lug.
Oh.
So, Lug of the Long Arm, that's what people called him. He was a young Irish god who sought revenge for his father's unjust death. Okay, he was a master of all skills, and he led the Tuatha De Danann, to victory. Okay, when he died, his tribe or his group basically started going downhill until they died out. It's kind of sad, but he was the Irish god of nobility, and he was a master, like I said, of all crafts and a cunning warrior. He had a spear. That was his weapon, which was called a sal. You're good, Jessica. You knew exactly who it was, huh? Okay, so that was his spear's name. And that spear is said that it said that if he wielded that spear and hit someone, even if it was just a flesh wound, they were dead. It didn't matter. That no one could live after being hit with his spear. Okay? So, his holy day, Lugnasa, right, is the kind of the day that he first, I don't know, showed how awesome he is, I guess you could say. And it's always August 1st. Okay, that is his Sabbath, that is his day. So some people also spell it without the H. And in Ireland and the Celtic world, it doesn't matter which you do, right? So it actually, his name is to bind by oath. So he was known as, he was not a trickster. He was not anyone that you couldn't believe. It was, if he said something out of his mouth, that was truth, right? Is this mythical? Jessica, will you rephrase that? Because I'm not sure what that means. We're just currently going over the Celtic Pantheon, so the different gods and goddesses in the Celtic Pantheon. And even though I could just list, who they are and where they go on the family tree, I choose to give a little more information about each of them because I think that helps you make a better decision on if someone is right for you, right? So anyway, so whatever he said was to be taken as basically the gospel truth. It wasn't that he couldn't lie, it was that he chose not to. If he gave his word on something, you knew it was going to happen. So They also called him Luke of the long arm, right? Which I said at first, but also of the artful hands, because he was a master in every skill. There was nothing that he really couldn't do. And he was the first Chief Olam of Ireland. And then he had a familiar, okay? You guys know what a familiar is, right?
Someone similar to him.
No, so a familiar is an animal or a creature that helps you with your workings.
Yeah.
Is he a myth or is he real? Oh, he was actually a real person. Well, I feel like they probably all are real people, so take that for what it is. However, there was actually a body associated with him. So he is real. Anyway, so he had two different familiars. I'm gonna slaughter their name, I apologize. Enbar of the Flowing Mane, which was a horse. And this horse was different because it could go on land and sea. So it became a seahorse. Anyway, I'm gonna spell that for you guys because, like I said, I'm gonna slaughter it. I really just want to learn different languages so I don't slaughter all these names and in whatever afterlife there happens to be, like they all come for me. It'd be terrible. And then his other one was Belinus. Oh wow, that was an L, but I started it way low. Belinus, okay? And Belinus was a greyhound who always caught its prey. He was invincible, and he could turn water into wine. What? Did you hear that part? He could turn water into wine.
I would love that power.
So if you ever want to actually go see like his place, if you ever go to Ireland, there are a lot of different places that are named for him or his accomplishments. But two specific ones are kind of dedicated towards him. There's a village in County Louth that is actually called Lugh of the Long Run. Okay, and then the other one is called Moytura, Moytura, which is in County Sligo. And that one my grandma actually went to and brought me some dirt back. And I was super happy. So we already talked about Lugnasa or Lammas, right? But that is the Irish Harvest Festival. And it actually coincides with the victory over the spirits of Tirnanog, okay? And after he had that victory, he celebrated by blessing the early fruits of harvest, and then he hosted games. So it was like the Olympics, but not. Yeah, but Celtic, not Greek or Roman. Okay, and then let's find his picture because I had one. This is annoying. Apparently I closed out my stuff. That's not even how you spell that. Okay, here we go.
Oh, he's hot stuff. He's a hunk.
Sorry, I don't know if that's close enough, too close. Down far enough? I don't know any of it. I don't know any of it. I hope you guys saw that.
Yeah, JB Freezer.
You know what? It kind of reminds me of, and I don't know if this is probably bad to say, but he reminds me in a way of Braveheart, right? Of
Yeah.
William Wallace. Like, that's Scottish, not Irish, but, you know.
You can see.
Oh, good, good, you can see. All right. Okay, so that's Luke. It's funny because most people that choose to follow the Celtic Pantheon, most of the time you will hear them say that Lug and Brigitte are the two patron saints, goddesses, god and goddesses, deities, whatever you call them, that they follow. Those are kind of the two most well-known, also the two safest, if that makes sense, because not many people want to follow a god or a goddess that is known for like the darkness or the bad things, the dark, the negative, whatever you want to say. And so if you ever come across someone that follows the Celtic Pantheon, I'd say 90% of the time they're going to say that they follow Lug and Brigitte because those are the safe bets. Just so you're aware. Okay, do we want to go? Okay, this is Danu. I get excited at a lot of these, and you'll see like Danu. Oh, Danu is kind of dark and creepy and scary. The Morrigan. Oh, she's dark and creepy and scary, and I was like, I love them. Anyway, apparently I'm dark and creepy and scary. So she is the Celtic mother goddess. It was from her tribe. It was from her that the tribe took their name, the Tuatha De Danann. The thing I wrote up here earlier, and Jessie's not here, so she can't yell at me. There's not a whole lot that's actually known about her, other than she has a connection to the Danube River. Okay, it's actually supposedly named after her. She was a wind and earth goddess that looked after a nomadic tribe. She also, she made no real appearance in more modern Celtic mythos. So if you go and you read different mythologies about Celtic things, you're gonna have a real hard time finding anything about her in the more recent ones, right? I'm not sure why, to be honest, other than a lot of people think that there's a reason that she's so mysterious, that there's not a whole lot known, and in order to keep it that way or not bring down bad on you, right, bad juju, that it's better just not to speak about her. There's a lot of very superstitious people in the Celtic Pantheon. Let's see, hold on, right. She liked to grant gifts to rulers and those of noble birth. Once again, screw the peasants. I'm pretty sure that's been said twice now. It said that like the warrior kings and stuff like that kind of drew their power from her and her gifts. That's what helped them get through battles. She was also basically a wet nurse. So they said that gods and goddesses, that the parents would bring them to her so that they could suckle from her to get more power, stronger. Okay. And then neo-pagan tradition, right, which is kind of what we're in now, is the neo-pagan era. They've added a lot of different things, such as her association with the Morrigan. There's nothing in the classic mythos that actually shows those two associated at all. but in neo-pagan traditions there is. And then, so here is a conspiracy theory. I don't know, didn't know that like ancient pantheons had conspiracy theories, but here's one. Other than naming her the mother of the 1250 Dánn, medieval Irish lore made no mention of Danu. No description existed as to the type of goddess she was or her place of origin. It is known only that she was an ancestral mother. They have linked Danu to other goddesses, such as the Hindu goddess of the same name. Okay. She's also been connected to Celtic concepts such as the importance of waterways. One of her strongest connections was to the river Danu, a major European river that Celtic tribes would have followed during their migrations. So the river's name was believed to be Celtic or Scythian in origin, lending credence to the theory. Many believe that Danu was both a representation of and a callback to this ancient river, which the Celtic tribes may have considered an ancestor. So, a lot of people, the conspiracy theory, think that she wasn't actually a person, but the nourishing river, which would, give gifts, give life. People would go to it to get water or suckle, right? To keep them going, and it would help to show them the way of which to migrate. So, I'm not sure where I'm at on either of those beliefs, but y'all can make up your own mind on that one, right? So as I said before, there are no real pictures. Like there's nothing that describes her, really. So it's kind of just been an amalgamation of what other people have thought. So I'm going to show you two pictures. But first I will do the two books that talk about her. One is the first part of what I said, and the second one is the second part of what I said, okay? So the conspiracy theory is going to be over here, and then the first part, the theory, is going to be over here. So this is by R.A.S. McAllister. The line goes. So it's by R.A.S. McAllister, because I don't know if I wrote large enough for them to be able to see. And it's Lebor Gabala Aaron. Probably not how you say it. But it's Lebor Gaba with the line, Laerenn with the line. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is by, I'm not pronouncing this name either, just so you're aware. No, that's a dot there, a line there, a line there. This line. All right, so that is the author. That's the, I'm not pronouncing this. And it's called The Sacred Isle. I'll pronounce that one though. So let's see, the picture that I have for her. I think she's beautiful. It's actually from a tarot set.
Oh, she is beautiful.
I've seen that before.
Am I on camera with it?
Yeah, I think they see it all. You might want to come back just a teeny bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Okay. Yeah. So, most of the time you'll see her depicted as rivers or waterfalls coming down from her hair to her dress, and then she always has some kind of an offering dish, mostly for water. Okay? Hey, is everyone done writing?
Yeah.
I think that Meilani doesn't like this class much.
Why is that?
Because you're like,
Well, I'm squinting.
you look bored, lady.
No, I'm not bored. I'm trying to just stay awake. I stayed up really late last night.
I think it's worse.
I'm not bored. I promise I'm not.
I don't think that my voice has ever put people to sleep, except for maybe my kid. All right. Jesse and I have been in many, many debates on how you say his name. Many. How would you guys say that?
Cyranos.
Cyrano?
That's
Cyr-
how it was
Cyranos.
pronounced online. I was trying to get it pronounced.
Cernunos is how she says it.
Cyranos.
I always say Cernos,
Cyranos.
and she says Cernunos. Cernunos is what she says. Which I get like that, but Cernos works for me.
Or Cynanos. Cernanos.
So, yeah.
Cyranos. I like Cyranos.
So, you guys have all heard, Hern, that's a whole other god. Of the horned god, right? That's him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he's the horned god. He was a mysterious Gaelic deity whose name is now used to refer to many nameless horned deities of the Celtic world. So, just like the Morrigan, right, how she has multiple aspects of her, so does Cernunos. Okay, he has, I was gonna say, is anyone yelling at me for pronouncing it that way? This is just a name adopted now for any horned deity. Okay, it's not one specific one. So he was the god of beasts and wild places. They also call him the Horned One. So the Horned Man, the Horned One. He was a mediator of man and nature, able to tame predators and prey so that they might lie down together. He remains a mysterious deity. His original mythos has basically been lost to history. So that's why he's not one figure, he's any of the horned figures, if that makes sense. So, Cernunos is an ancient Gaelic word meaning horned or horned one. That's what the name means. So I guess that makes sense. And then, so little is known about him for sure, but he often appeared as a bearded man with antlers. And I absolutely love their depictions of him with antlers going this way. There's ones with horns going like this, like a ram. I absolutely love the different depictions. And I have the hiccups, you guys. Let's see. He ruled over uncivilized ways. So he was fun, for lack of a better word. If you wanted to let loose, put your hair down, things like that, that's him. I know a lot of people that actually, they say that they're going out, rousing, drinking and all that stuff, and they're following Cernunos. Yeah. However, he was also a fertility god and god of life. So
That's a fun party.
yeah, so you get real drunk, you have that fun party, but now you gotta know what the consequences. Maybe you shouldn't have followed him. Just saying. So there is a festival for him in Ireland. Hello, Kevin Barr. Let's see. It is called goodness gracious. I have all these notes. It is called the Cernunos. All right.
Yeah.
Cernos, whatever. That's the whole name. Anyway, and it's. Do you guys know like the story of Krampus?
Yes.
You know
Yes.
who Krampus is?
Yes.
Okay, totally not the same mythology. However, he kind of has his day, and then Krampusnacht, and then the next day is Sinterklaas's day, right? Well, Cernos has the same thing. Like, the night before is just like wilding out. You are just doing everything you can. You're drinking, you're fighting, you're just having fun, right? And then the next day is the day where you get that come to Jesus meeting, right?
Pay
So-
penance.
What?
The penance. day.
Right. Yep. Anyway, so it is every April. And then some people have also connected him to Hearn. Remember I said Hearn earlier? Okay. So Hearn the Hunter was actually seen in The Merry Wives of Windsor, which is a Shakespeare sonnet. But they've given him a whole mythos, right? But then they have now kind of merged the two mythos together. So Ceranos and Hearn the Hunter, a lot of people find them interchangeable. Okay? I don't know if I feel that way, but whatever. And then if you wanted to think of his counterpart in like Roman, Greek or Roman, it would be Pan. Do you guys know who Pan is?
Yes.
Okay. So that's where he would go, or if you wanted to go Norse, Wotan, which is a form of Odin.
Spell that, please.
Wotan?
Yeah.
W-O-T-A-N.
Okay.
All right. And then book for him is called The God of Witches. The God of the Witches. And it's by Margaret Alice Murray. Let me get him up here. We used to carry that statue.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, good play. Good placement.
Back it up just a little bit. Okay.
There are a lot of different followers of him. However, now I want to show you this because we used to carry this. I have this on my altar. This statue. Does he look awesome? Right next to my Downu and Morrigan.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Okay. All right. So he, I don't really have too much more to say about him. He was pretty awesome. He was lots of fun. Neo-pagans, though, like the traditional now, the neo-pagan tradition that is coming now, you know. This is basically their, in the Celtic region, their high god. Okay. Next, we are going to go on to the lady of the hour, Brigitte. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and spell her name all kinds of different ways, because you will see it all kinds of different ways. Those are the three most popular ways that people spell her name. Y'all know how I spell it because I already spelled it earlier. So she was the exalted one, the flame-haired Irish goddess of fertility, poetry, and the dawn. She brought in all the new days. She was also sometimes known as the goddess of the wells. She is one of the most prominent deities in the Celtic Pantheon. Okay? In fact, she has a symbol. Like everybody, you guys have heard of like the different power symbols, like, oh, the tree of life, the Triskel, the triple moon, you know, things like that. Well, she has one of her very own called Brigitte's Cross. And Brigitte's Cross is generally made from like old corn stalks or hay, and it's supposed to keep your home healthy and safe. It's supposed to protect children. It's supposed to help with harvest. There's a lot of different things that it does, okay? So as the goddess of spring, do you guys know what Sabbath or Esbit is associated with her?
It's February something.
The Beltane.
Nope, that one's still May. Beltane's still May.
Oh, okay.
It's February, isn't it?
It's February 1st, isn't it?
Okay, what's it called?
What was my
Oh, gosh.
I helped with it.
Oh my god.
Give you a minute. Let's see.
Lammas? Not Lammas.
No, Lammas is August. Oh, wait, actually, just tells you.
Yeah, give us the list and I'll tell you.
Okay, so we have Yule, Ostara, Beltane, Imbolc,
Imbolc.
Mayboon,
It's in bulk.
The star.
Nasa,
No.
Yule.
Samhain.
It's
I just did this one in June in the park. Don't fire me, you guys.
was
I
it
don't-
Yule?
No, it's not Yule. That's Christmas.
Oh, okay. That's star.
It's Imbolc. But now I'm bugged because I can't think of the eighth one. So anyway, so I have it in here. There we go. All right, so yes, Kevin, that is correct. I don't know how long ago you answered that, but yep, you got it. Okay, so it marked the beginning of the Irish year, February 1st. During that holiday, offerings such as food or coins were brought to waterways or wells. Sites, not whales, wells, where you get the water from, not the big things in the water.
Oh.
Litha! Oh no! You kill me! I forgot Litha, you guys. I'm fired. I'm fired. Yes, I apologize. I forgot Litha. Thank you, Kevin and Jessica, because now I feel like an idiot. Anyway, sites named in Brigitte's honor were especially popular. Those seeking blessings often asked for healing, but they also tend to ask for protection, often for their household, children, and livestock, or inspiration. So it said that she was helpful as a muse, so she could get your creative juices flowing. You know, if you were a writer, you could call on her. If you were an artist, you could call on her, right? Okay, so sites for her if you ever go to Ireland. Brigide's well in Kildare, whatever. My grandma went there. It's one of the most famous sites. And the water is said to heal any illness or wound. The site, though, now belongs to Saint Brigide. A lot of people still go there, and then the Flame of Ireland burns there. You guys know what the Flame of Ireland is? Okay, so it burns there. And then she also has a well in County Clare, and this one is at the Cliffs of Moher. And it was actually built into and underneath a cemetery. Okay, I'm not going to attempt to draw Brigide's cross. However, I will pull up a picture in just a second. Oh, and I do want to say the Christians kind of stole her as well for Saint Brigide, the patron saint of babies, midwives, cattle, dairy maids, and Ireland itself. I'm just kidding. Her book is called Gods and Fighting Men. And it is by Isabella Augusta Gregory. I lost feeling in my leg like 5 days ago.
You need some fire cupping.
It's coming back. And I don't like it. Isabella Augusta Gregory. So I will show you Brigide's cross.
I want that to be one of our craft days, is making a Brigitte's cross.
We did it in bulk, not this year, but last year.
Oh, dang it.
Yep.
I'm
Everybody
sorry,
made them.
Elizabeth.
No,
Augusta.
Isabella Augusta Gregory.
Oh.
Correct. So this is her kind of symbol.
I love that.
Yeah, you can actually, if you go upstairs in the kitchen, Jesse's is up there, hanging on the wall.
I have one on my book.
Yeah? Okay. And if you ever don't know what a statue is, if it has this, you know what it is now. And then, so that's her cross, that is her symbol. A lot of people have co-opted that symbol. And then here is, oh really?
I love that. It's beautiful.
I want that tattoo.
Yeah.
That would be
Was it good?
awesome.
Yeah.
Very elaborate.
I
A
know.
lot of money.
How much do you think?
All that color.
Oh, for the whole tattoo?
Yeah,
I
if you
thought she
did
just
this.
wants
No, I
the
just
symbol.
put
Yeah,
that.
I want the symbol. I've got a huge one on my back, so I wasn't over any girl the other.
So, yeah, she's well known, and there are a lot of people that actually have dedicated their whole lives to her, including Kevin. Hey, Kevin, have you dedicated your life to Brigitte? He hasn't, as far as I know. And then I told you about the Christians taking her for Saint Brigide, but in Haiti, for Voudon, do you know what Voudon is? They call her Maman Brigitte. And Maman Brigitte, she was the only non-African Loa. Do you know what a Loa is? Loa is like a Voudon priestess. Well, no, a Loa was like a deity. And then the priestesses actually gave their life. Anyway, but she had pale skin and red or brown hair, much like the goddess that inspired her. So they didn't really, they co-opted her, but they didn't steal her and try to change her, if that makes sense. So, a lot of, he goes, lol, no. a lot of people follow Brigitte, okay? I love her story, like the mythology of her. It makes my heart happy. But that's like as far as it goes. Like she's not one of my goddesses, you know, if that makes sense. Okay, I gave you guys the book, yeah? Okay. All right. Have you guys ever heard of? Spell it correctly. I gotta keep changing pockets with this.
Cerridwen.
Cerridwen. That's how I say it. So she was a Welsh white witch or sorceress. Her biggest claim to fame is the Great Cauldron. Have you guys all heard of the Great Cauldron?
No.
So the Great Cauldron is where all of the potions and magics and all of those things were actually brewed. You can brew knowledge, prosperity, you can brew whatever is needed in the Great Cauldron. And she was the keeper of the Great Cauldron. It was hers. It was hers and it's only hers. But also she had the power to imbue you with beauty as well, or take that away. Okay? So she can change her form. However, when she changed her form, it was to a lot of different things, nothing that they could say like 100% like, oh, she's the unicorn, or she's the you know, like the Morrigan at the Carl the Reagan, you know. Her form was so varied that no one could really pin it down. Hers is another name that is spelled many different ways. Ow. I did not want to come off. Two R's.
The first spelling is the one I know the most.
And then it's actually a very popular name in the Welsh and Irish circles. Because who doesn't want to be named after the, you know, goddess of beauty that can give you all of the different potions and whatnot. Sorry, my back hurts, I'm sitting for a minute. So her name is of Welsh origin. Some people say Cerridwen, some people say Cerridwen, a little bit hard, right? And there are many, many songs for her. Her name, broken up, is C-E-R-D and then W-E-N, so two different things. So Wen is woman, but it can also be interpreted as fair, blessed, or white. And then Cerid can be translated as bent or crooked, but it could also mean poetry or song. So crooked woman or bent woman or whatever, right? And she is known as, like I said, the White Witch. Her book is The Tale of Taliesin. So it's Taliesin. Lady Charlotte Guest is the lady. Okay. She also has another one called. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and write that one down. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm broken.
Yes.
That's two L's, by the way, if you can't see. By Mary Jones. So, there's a band called Don the Bard, D-A-H-M, the Bard, right? And they actually have a song called Ceridwen, and you'll hear them. They say Ceridwen in it. That's how they call her. If you ever come by on a Sunday, it's a pretty good bet you'll hear that song because it's part of my playlist for Sundays. So, other mythology. So, elsewhere in the legends of the Celtic world, cauldrons of inspiration are highly common, making Ceridwen's cauldron one of the most archetypal symbols of power. The cauldron is also a symbol of the underworld, which appears prominently in many Welsh and other Celtic myths. The cauldron's knowledge-granting powers are also similar to the salmon of truth in Irish legend, found in the story of Finn McCool. The story of Ceridwen and her son Morfran appears adjacent and later as a part of a larger Arthurian legend. Morfran comes to serve in the court of King Arthur, and Ceridwen's cauldron may be an inspiration or manifestation of the Holy Grail. Okay? She has a couple of places that are kind of just hers, if I can find them. Her husband's name was Tacticus the Bald, which makes me laugh.
I want to see his idea of art. His artist rendition.
of him?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, I'll find him. Dang it. I can't find her place. Do you guys want to hear the story? About the Mabinogi?
Yes, story, please.
Okay, story time. Ceridwen and her husband, second husband, Tegid Foel, worried over the life their poor son Morfran might live in his current state. He was deformed and lacking of any wit. Ceridwen thought to use her cauldron to make him at once beautiful and wise. She began to concoct a potion in her cauldron and set a blind man, Morda, to tend the fire beneath, while a servant boy, Gwion Bach Op Brian, son of the Grian, stirred the pot. They continued in this role for 1 year, upon which the potion was completed. But Ceridwen withheld important information from them. Only 3 drops of the potion held the power to make the imbiber beautiful and wise. The rest was a deadly poison. Upon finishing the final stir, 3 drops fell onto Gwyn's thumb, which burned him. He put his thumb to his mouth and at once became beautiful and wise. The boy knew that Ceridwen would be angry with him and fled. Catching herself before she fed the potion to Morfran, she chased Gwyn in a rage. Now gifted with the same knowledge of magic as Ceridwen, Gwyn transformed himself into a hare and ran. Ceridwen became a greyhound and pursued him. He then became a fish. She transformed into a hungry otter. Again, he changed shape, becoming a bird. And again, Ceridwen transformed into a hawk. Finally, knowing that she would catch him, Gwyn transformed himself into a single grain of wheat. Ceridwen, using her magic, or being a goddess, not sure which, found the grain and ate it. But the potion had another effect, and Gwyn did not die. Instead, the grain took seed, and Ceridwen became pregnant. Though she thought she would kill Gwyn when he was reborn, she ultimately relented when the child was born, more beautiful than anything she had ever seen. Instead, she resolved to push the child out to sea. Placing the boy into a leather-skin bag, he was eventually found by Prince Elfin, who in turn raised the boy as a prince. He named him Taliesin, and he grew to be a wise bard and advisor to the king. There you go. That was story time. Hi, Terry. All right. Ow. Okay. Yeah. So she actually had three children. That's what they said. A daughter, Sarawee, and then the son, the hideously transformed Morfran, which we just talked about, whose skin was burned and mind was warped. And then Morfran actually appears as a warrior in the court of King Arthur. And then, of course, Taliesin. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. You wanted to see her husband, right?
Yes, let's see what her husband looks like. You're
Before or after?
Both.
Okay. That's really funny. Hold on. I just have to look at something. Where's that picture of the sheep that I just... Oh, what funny. Say it. I don't want a realistic one because those make me weirded out.
Now I want to see the realistic ones.
It kind of looks like, what's her bucket? Harry Potter chick. Weird name.
Hermione?
Yep.
Okay.
Kind of looks like her with a book and a cauldron. Oh, that doesn't even show her cauldron. I want you to see the cauldron.
I love it. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Back it up just a little bit. Okay.
I don't know why I couldn't just move
Wait,
my
now,
arm.
who
I
is
moved my
that?
whole- That's Sarah.
Sarah, okay.
I moved my whole self instead of just moving my arm. And now let me find her husband for you.
Gotta see the
You want to
husband.
see the husband?
Gotta see the husband.
I gotta make sure I spell it correctly. Who knows what I'll find if I don't? I don't know if they have a picture. Oh, wow. Oh. All right.
Not bad.
Well, there's a statue to him.
Whoa, is he naked?
I believe he is.
It looks like a tree stump that they just carved.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it does.
No, he looks like he's got a loincloth on.
That's still
He's
naked.
got something on it.
Only if it's windy.
Yeah.
Only if it's windy.
Okay, Jesse, how do you say that name?
Sarah Glenn.
So, all right. She wouldn't yell at me then. How would you say this name?
Sir Nunos.
I've always said Serenos.
Did you already put yet?
And that was no one's influence. That was me sounding it out.
Yeah. Although that T word on the right, I'm terrible at.
I've decided it's Talisman.
That's what I go with.
Like
too.
talisman, but not.
Yeah.
Ted.
Ted.
Ted. Yes. Okay. Where do you guys want to go next? Because it looks like we only have time for like 2 more.
You choose. I have no idea.
Let's go with ones I can pronounce. Probably not. Let's not.
I was
do
going
that.
to say what, all 4?
Hey, I can pronounce Hearn. Can you pronounce Hearn? We already did. With Cernunos. Serenos. Though I did call him Cernunos many times. And I was like, Jesse's down here. I know, she's in my head telling me you have to pronounce it this way. How about Niet?
Spelling.
Yeah, going to. As soon as I find out where I put the thingy bobber. Niet.
But that's what the knights say. We are the knights that go nit.
What the what?
Monty Python.
Oh, didn't we just talk about the Holy Grail? Didn't we just talk about the Holy Grail? And now we got some more Monty Python and the Holy Grail. What are you doing?
Breaking things.
Okay, so he was the Celtic god of war and husband to both Nemain and Badbu. Do you guys remember who Badbu was? Which I think that the D is probably either the D or the B. One of them has to be silent. I'm sorry, but no one is named Badbu. Maybe. Maybe. Do you remember that name?
Oh yeah.
Badu.
Bad.
Badu. Bad.
Yeah,
Badbu.
Bab, but not Babs.
Bad.
Not Barbara's correct. Okay. Anyone remember where this name is from? I literally just talked about it. Maybe in like the second one that we talked about or so.
Oh,
Isn't she one of the fates?
it's to do with Britain. No, Morgan.
hmm
Morgan.
Just one of the aspects. One of the aspects.
Oh, triple. Yeah, it's one of the.
Yep. So that was his second wife was her. He fought and died alongside the Tuatha De Danann at the Second Battle of Moytura. So he was the father of the fearful Fomorians.
Memorials.
That's an A. I don't know if you guys can tell. And that's an O.
Memorials.
Let's go ahead. It's an O.
Memorials.
Taking tips from Doug.
Gosh, that was terrible. A pan-Celtic war deity known to the Romans, okay, Neat was celebrated for his mastery of war and his ferocity. Smashing Smarties. Yes. Can I have one?
No.
Those aren't Smarties. Oh, sweethearts. My favorite. So his name actually means impassioned or fighting. Which is good because he's, yeah. Okay, so he was a powerful god who was able to earn the respect of many factions in Ireland, from the Firbolg to the Fomorians, who he is the father of, right? He was a multifaceted god of war and passion. He gave as he received, allowing a storehouse built by his nephew, who is the Dagda, to be used for a grave of the Dagda's son, Aid. Oh, which is, I bet that's what you were trying to tell me, because I said, who do you guys want to talk about? And Kevin put Ted. So I wonder if that's where he was trying to go and it autocorrected.
Yeah, maybe he did.
Tell me if I'm right. So let's see, where are we? His role is relatively small in mythology. He would be a minor deity. He fathered members of the Fomorian race that predated the children of Danu. He took his wives and made them join the Tuatha De Danann. He fell in the Second Battle of Moytura in County Sligo. You guys, I'm sorry. And they, but ultimately they were victorious and were able to take over the Emerald Isle. He appears across the Celtic world by various names. He is known to the Romans of the Iberian Peninsula as Mars Nito, and elsewhere simply as Nito. It's Nito, man. Neto? I'm gonna go with Nito, because I like it better. Who was a powerful Gaulish god of war. He was also associated with the Roman Mars and Apollo, and may be related to the similar pan-Celtic deity Terence. Okay? The book by Elizabeth Gray that I already told you guys about, there's a little section about him in there. There's not a whole lot known, because there probably is a whole lot known. However, because he's a minor deity, no one cared. That's true. Unless if you were the little man, they didn't care.
Make it away from you in case of lightning.
Yeah, when I die, like,
Nobody cared about you
And now I want you guys to tell me if this picture reminds you of anyone.
Thor. Looks like Thor.
Yeah, good.
Hmm? Yeah, I'm gonna go with hers.
You
Yeah.
go with hers.
That's kind of like Thor.
Looks like the comic book Thor.
Yeah. Except for the fact that he didn't have a hammer, he had a spear. So a lot of people equate him, which is Celtic, to Norse, which is Thor. There you go. What?
I didn't want to see.
Sorry, you were here. Guess it doesn't need to be this close, does it?
Didn't want to kiss him.
Yes, you did. He's neato. Okay, sorry. Let me. I don't know a whole lot about Ted. I don't know very much about Ted, but I'm gonna. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. But I'm gonna pull up some stuff about him and we can learn together. How's that? Oh. I forgot this. Oh my gosh. He's the prince of the Daoan city, or Sid, or Side, or however you want to say it. How do you say it?
She.
It was not she.
S-I-D-H-E is she. Gaelic.
You're Gaelic. And he's a god of the underworld in Irish mythology. Yes. He is the oldest son. We've already gone over that. And he has a daughter. Her name is AOBH.
Something is silent. One of the letters has got to be silent.
I agree. His name is derived from the Old Irish word for fire, derived from a Proto-Indo-European verb meaning to burn or to kindle. He's given the of the wind-swift horses. He is also called Ad Lurnich. Oh my god, someone's gonna murder me. Which also literally translates to big shins.
Big shins, okay.
Okay, now I'm gonna write it out. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, monkeys.
Oh.
I can spell big shins. It's
Okay, so this is what he is called. G-N-C-H. Okay, can you tell why I couldn't pronounce that, you guys? But that translates to big shins. Probably on fire. Big shins on fire.
Big shins on fire.
Well, because this is on fire, or fire to kindle, you know, that's what this is. And if this is big shins, then his big shins are on fire. To burn the big shins. Sorry.
Sounds like a really oddly specific curse.
All right, so he's part of the children of Lear. Lyre? Lyre. 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 It's probably like Chuck. It's Gaelic. I don't do well with it, okay? So that is actually his dad is Lear. Lyre. However. Anyway, so he is part of the children of Lear, which is 4 of them. And the 4 of them make up a lot of different things. such as, can anyone guess?
Earth, wind, fire, and water.
Yep. Yep, the elements. So, I don't know if you could tell which one he would be.
Fire.
Yeah. But his siblings, there were 2 sets of twins, by the way. His siblings are Finuala. Yep. Let's go with that one. And then Fiatra and Khan. Why did he get a regular name? Huh? Anyone? His sister was very jealous of all the children and conspired to kill them. She was not a big fan of them. Yeah. There are numerous variations on the story about whether or not she was able to kill them or not. Some say that instead the servants would not slay the children, so she cursed them, all the children, and made them become swans.
That sounds like a
They had to do it for 900 years, 300 years upon Lake Darvra, 300 in the English Channel, and 300 on the open sea. But they kept their voices and learned all the songs and tales of Ireland, as well as the many languages brought by travelers and distant places. Okay.
Is that where the reverence for swans comes from?
So, and most are obviously influenced by stories from Christianity. So take that one as it is. And then, as son of the Dagda, because he's son of Dagda, yeah, described as faultless and a bright-faced youth. Some say that he was reportedly killed on Ben Bain Baith. I would write it down, but I lost my marker. Let's see, I want to see if I can find a picture. Did I already show you a picture of him? I pull up a picture of him. Anyone? Anyone want to tell me that?
No idea.
Images. Oh yeah, he's creepy in that picture, but that picture he's like ripped. And then these pictures
So he's
like
creepy and ripped? Gotta see that.
well, yeah, but then the next picture down is like a giant who's really fat. Like, I don't.
He was going through a phase.
All right. Well. Oh, here, I'll show you first. It's your closest.
Yay. All right.
Yeah, that is ripped and creepy.
So which one tried to kill him all?
The one that I couldn't pronounce, the first one.
But she was a goddess. We're all of them are goddesses.
So water.
Seasons. That's
Yep.
what I thought. Yeah.
Sorry.
We want to meet up with him, huh?
In the dark alley. But then it's fun, like I said, but then the next picture is this jovial, happy Frenchman.
Yeah. He looks totally
He
different.
looks a lot better,
Opposite.
I think.
He looks
I wouldn't be
nicer.
as scared of
See, that's an
him.
image for dog
Right?
Yeah, he looks friendly.
That's what I said. That's an image for Dogda, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and his cauldron of plenty.
And
Wow.
Cauldron of plenty. So I'm gonna say it's probably actually Dogda.
Yeah.
But yep, that's what comes up. Okay. Questions. Oh. I'm broken, you guys. Did any of those gods and or goddesses like really speak to you? Like speak
Yeah.
to your soul? Something you
Brigid, Brigid spoke to me. I want to.
Yeah.
I want to read about all of them, but I want to focus on Brigid now.
Okay,
Make her little cross thing.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
cool. Like I said, go look upstairs. There's one up there on the wall. Unless
Right.
Jesse took it down and I did
No, I'm just trying to think of where.
right by the coffee pot.
Oh yeah, huh?
Okay?
A few weeks ago, I can't even remember how it happened, but it's like I learned about Bridget, and I just started really studying her, and I've got a few books and her
Cool.
statue, and I've got her cross up. So
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but
She called to you.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I can't wait. I wanna do like your mom did and go over to Kildare and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Like, seriously, she brought everybody else like little like trinkets, you know, like, oh, you get a cute little keychain and you get this, and then she brings me dirt, like, and everyone's like, that's really odd, and I'm just like, this is amazing, you know. And she's
It's
like,
for your altar work, isn't it?
she's like, I knew that's what you would like. I was like, I knew, right? Yeah, it's for whatever. Yeah, I have lots of dirt, a lot of dirt from a lot of different places. I have a
Did
lot.
she go on a tour or did she go by
Yeah.
herself?
No, a whole tour. So there were like 12 of them, and they had the choice of tour number 1, which was like all the kitschy like tourist places, or tour number 2, which is the cool, lesser known places.
That's where I would go.
And that's what they did. And so the only really kitschy place that she went was they did go to the Blarney Stone. And it is so disgusting.
I'm not touching that.
It was super rainy that day.
Oh, that would make it so much worse.
And what you do is you have to walk up to this, and then there's a platform grate that you can see down. Scary as all heck. You lay down on your stomach on this thing and dangle over the side while someone holds on to you to kiss this.
Not me.
Filthy stone wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Grandma's like, I did it, but I wasn't happy about it. You know? Like, she was super happy that she got to do it. But at the same time, she's like, I would have thought that they would have had, like, I don't know, more modern ways to do this. You know? But,
Millions of people have kissed it. What do you
Yeah.
think it's gonna be?
but like, you can't
That's better.
clean it off, you know? You can't really disinfect. I bet it's closed during COVID.
Yeah.
Like, because you can't wear a mask to it. That defeats the purpose. Anyway.
See, I've read, and my grandma's kissed it, so she told me you have to lay on your back and do it backwards.
Oh yeah, no. So that's another platform around the other side. So Grandma was like, I'm 81, I think she was at the time, and she's like, there's no way I'm doing that. At least on my stomach, I can like scoot backwards and go to the stair to get on my knees to get back up. Yeah.
I'll do a selfie with it, and that's good for me.
You can.
You can't? No, you can't take photos
No,
of
you
it?
can take pictures from the bottom, but you cannot take pictures right there.
The ones that you can see from up top are the official photography.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I can't wait. I'm gonna do it.
And Jesse's gonna get some diseases.
Jesus.
All right. Any of the other gods or goddesses that like call to you guys?
Last thing on my bucket list.
Cernunos. Then again, he's on my altar already.
It's true. I showed them actually the exact statue.
He's awesome.
I should show you guys my Morgan.
I need one.
You had one and we fought over it, remember?
Yes, that's why I need one.
Yeah. You got that one and I got the other one. We split the set.
That is true.
Let's see if I can I know I don't have a picture of her on my phone, so I gotta see if I can find one.
Yeah, if you ever need help with get it donedness, Cernunos is fantastic too. Just fucking do it.
I mean, the ambition to do something.
Yeah, get it done in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I want. You haven't ordered it yet with your Sordo antlers. Oh, that was so bad.
Same. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Concerns leave out. I mean, that's the one I have on my altar.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome.
That goes with the one that I showed you of Ceranos that she has on her altar. They're connected. It's a weird way.
I know.
This is the one that I want. Tony, she's not.
What are you breaking up?
I know it.
I love that.
And then it's actually
So sweet tarts or Kato?
bigger, like there's
They're not.
curl
Okay.
wings and it's curls different here. The bed. That's the one I want. What? You're talking trash? Yes.
Yes.
This is the one I want.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Isn't she awesome? Anyway, okay. Alright, comments, concerns, all that other stuff. That she said, questions, comments, concerns, any others that popped out to you guys? No? Everybody always goes towards Brigitte.
You're so bummed out. Which one was the one on the tarot cards?
That's the one she did.
Brigitte.
Oh, that's Brigitte.
Danu as well.
Danu.
It's on.
Danu.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, okay.
I don't know, but I totally just pulled a picture back up. But I found a set of tarot that has Danu in it, and I was like, what?
I need that because she speaks to me.
We talked about that.
You talked about me?
No, I mean, we talked about her.
I figured it'd be weird if you didn't. Well, if you've already talked about it.
Oh, that, she was the heck.
Let's wrap up the video then.
Okay. Adios, amigos and amigas. Next week we are talking more about Norse with a whole different person. It's not going to be anyone you've seen before. And he's going to delve a little bit more into the awesomeness that is the Norse track, the Norse belief system. So I already had gone over the pantheon and the different gods and goddesses and everything. Now he's going to go even further into it. So it should be fun.
And
It's one of
he's
the
an
images.
actual, I'm not gonna say the word, you say it.
He's a heathen.
It's filthy.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a Gothi, but
Yeah.
he's an actual heathen, right? I'll find it. Anyway, so what that kind of means is that he has actually dedicated his life, basically, right?
Yeah.
To that path, that track, to the old ways. Yeah. And he delivers our mail, so make sure that people say thank you for your service in delivering our mail, even though you're getting threatened funding. Who is it? His name's Corey.
Ludwig.
Ludwig von Beethoven. It's his real name. Corey Ludwig von Beethoven. Anyway. Okay, goodbye. Adios. Push the button.